Hi, I'm Vincent Lambe, and today I'm here with the cast and crew of Fanmi, which is one of the live-action short films in consideration for the Academy Awards this year. So you're all very welcome. Thanks for joining us. To start, I'll just get you all to introduce yourselves. So if you just want to give your name and your role on the film. Carmine, let's start with you.
Yes, well, thank you for having us. And so I just want to say my name is Carmine Pierre-Dufour, and I'm the writer and co-director of Fanmi.
So Sandrine, go ahead there.
I'm Sandrine Brodeur-Desrosiers. I'm the co-director of Fanmi.
And Francois?
Hi everyone, my name is Francois Bonneau, and I'm the producer of Fanmi.
And we've also got Marie-Evelyne.
Hi there, my name is Marie-Evelyne Lessard. I'm an actress and I play the role in the movie Fanmi.
Great. Okay, great to have you all. Yeah, so I've just started watching the Oscar shorts this year, and this was the first one I watched actually, but it was a really nice, emotional, affecting film. So I like films like this. So it was a nice start to the Oscar shorts. I've a lot more to get through, but I loved this one. It's a really affecting film. Carmine, I think you're the writer and co-director, am I right? So I guess it all kind of started with you. So do you want to tell us a little bit about what Fanmi is about?
Yeah, so Fanmi is about a mother-daughter relationship that's just really complex and rich, and as they tend to be in real life. So a mother is coming to visit her daughter, and she's not quite telling her the real reason behind her visit, and it's up to the daughter to sort of discover and try to get it out of her mother. And the story sort of came from, it's adapted from a short story from the French-Canadian author Monique Proulx. And I sort of started doing it as a deadline for myself. As a writer, sometimes you need deadlines to be like, I need to get some work out there. And I saw a competition that was for short script writing and that you needed to adapt a short story. So I fell on this one, and I just thought I just connected with these characters. I could relate to them. I could sense how real their relationship was. And it felt like one of the first times I could see a mother-daughter relationship really portrayed for all of its beauty and its ugliness all at once. What I did to adapt it was, because they were white characters living in Quebec, and I adapted them as in the Haitian family, which is my background. I'm of Haitian origins. And it just felt, to me, like the difference and the similarities of the characters you could sense even more, putting them into this context of the mother was born in Haiti and the daughter is born here. And although they're similar in so many ways, they're also very, very different, coming from different backgrounds in a way. So yeah.
Right, I didn't know it was based on a short story, right? That's interesting. And how long ago was it, like, when you read that story? Were you specifically looking for something on this theme to adapt?
Yeah, so it was like 7 years ago, if not more, when I started working on this and when I brought the story. And actually, yeah, it took a long time to make. And these lovely partners were there all along, so it was nice. And it's actually, I have to shout out my partner of today, Francois Parent, is my boyfriend, and he's the one who back then found the book, found the short story, and was like, I think you'd like this. And it sort of started our relationship. So it's all these little pieces that make this movie special.
Right, so Sandrine, how did this start for you? I mean, what was it made you kind of want to get involved in this? And I'm guessing, did Carmine come to you with the story then?
Yeah, actually, it was a few years ago, so 7 years ago. Francois and Carmine contacted me to direct the short film. I fell in love with Carmine's writing. I read the screenplay before the short story, but already I felt the material was very rich. What I was very attracted to as well was the challenge to tell a story in the silences. So everything that is spoken is important, but what is really important is what's underlined those words. So all the silences and the intuition of the Marie-Evelyne's character. So she senses that something's not right. So all that to bring that intuition and these silences like above the water. I don't know how to say it, but to elevate it and for the viewers to be able to sense it. I like the challenges that it required, both technically, but in the mise en scène and the discussions with the actresses. Then Carmine, as it took 7 years, Carmine started to direct. She co-directed another short film. So I was like, do your short film, you don't need me anymore. But then we talked.
Yes. But I was like, no, obviously we've been working on this for like 7 years now, and the script developed and grew thanks to Sandrine's help as well. So I felt like we needed to go all the way together on this project. So I was just like, would you be open to co-direct it? And Sandrine was willing to take the plunge.
We decided to do it, but in a very honest way, so to be very happy with our decision. And if we were not sure, we would film both direction, but we would talk as well a lot to be happy, to be both happy with the direction.
Had either of you co-directed before? Had you collaborated on anything?
Yeah,
before?
so I had co-directed before. So actually, I haven't directed by myself. I keep on co-directing because, well, I think film is a collaborative art, you know. So I think there's something that's beautiful when two brains can meld and bring in one vision and turn it. You can only enrich the film. So I was very open and willing to do it, and I think Sandrine, it was her first time, so you can speak to that.
Yeah, I had, well, it was my first time co-directing. I had directed, it was, I've done 17 short films, 16 by myself, and this one was the first I co-directed, but it was very rich to do it as a team. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. And I mean, did you have, I mean, was there some kind of system that you had like for co-directing where you kind of focus on different things, or were there ever any arguments like where you weren't sure and you'd be arguing over a decision?
No, we
I
wanted
think, yeah,
to be very both happy, so we would conciliate and we would talk, and we decided not to do like two separate teams, to do it all together.
Yeah, I think as Sandrine was saying, I think we were really focused on making sure the both of us were happy about every single decision all the time, which I guess makes it harder and longer in a way. But we felt like it was really just making it stronger.
So, like, I mean, what kind of struck me about it was, you know, the two leads in this film are really, you know, beautifully, you know, cast and lovely performances from just really nice, subtle performances and all these little moments that are nicely observed, you know, and the whole thing just kind of feels, you know, genuine. The two lead actors kind of seem to click quite well, you know. So we have like Marie-Evelyne with us, and you play Martina, is it? And then your mother is played by Muriel Metzulis. Am I saying that right? I'm probably
Mireille.
But anyway, I thought they were really lovely performances. Just before we go to Marie-Evelyne, I mean, did you want to say something about why you cast these two actors?
I mean,
either of you, yeah.
Yes. I mean, they're terrific actresses who work a lot in Quebec, who have a lot of experience. And so we were extremely lucky to actually be able to work with them. And they were so generous of their time because we made this movie with no money and lots of love. So it was just, they were coming in as a passion project and giving their time. And we so appreciated that we got to work with such quality actresses on this film.
And we really felt it was strange because we felt these were the two we wanted, so we felt really lucky they accepted. But in the process, I don't know, Marie-Evelyne, you're gonna say if it's true, but we really felt as like a family ourselves. We really felt it clicked in a very human way. So it was a very, very special set to be on and to work with these two actresses that were so generous, but also very involved emotionally and as human beings. So it was a process like one of the best process we could hope for.
Right. So, Marie-Evelyne, right, so finally we're getting to you. You play Martina in the film, and it's a really lovely performance, beautiful, emotional kind of performance, you know, that it was quite affecting to watch. So congratulations, really, really great. Can you tell us a bit about, you know, about your character, Martina, and who she is and how you approached that role? She's gone. No, she's fine. Great.
Oh, you're on mute.
Oh, you're on mute. Right, you'll have to unmute yourself, Marie-Evelyne.
Sorry. Sorry.
Yeah, we got you now. Yeah, okay, great.
Well, first of all, thanks a lot. I really enjoyed that you appreciated the film and our performances. What's really fantastic with that is I didn't know Sandrine, I didn't know Mireille, I never played with her. I didn't know Carmine either. So it was just, I fell in love with the script. I fell in love with the character. I fell in love with the story, which I related a lot. So I was really, I was so emotionally involved in the process without telling the crew because I had personal experience which was related to the character. So I felt a lot like her. It was easy to jump in and just be true, so it wasn't, I wasn't making the project to add something on my curriculum or to make money, not at all. It's just a wonderful story with silence and with secrets that we're keeping to, you know, to keep our family preserved. So we know that our family is close and we cherish them, but sometimes we just want to keep it quiet so we preserve the integrity of the family and nothing falls apart. So I was really it's rare that we show that on television because it's always underneath and we just understand by silence, by just close-ups and by just the feeling of it. And so my character is just she's heartbroken and she's trying to continue to live, but then her mother comes and you know the background you have with your mother, it's always it's rich, but sometimes it can be annoying, or so you try just to to keep the things cool and to go on. So it's all subtle, but it's really profound, and yeah.
So yeah, it feels like there's a lovely, you know, connection there between yourself and Muriel's character. You know, I was wondering, was there much rehearsal there, or did you much time to work together on that in order to develop that relationship that comes across on screen?
We met, I think once before the shooting. So we rehearsed all together once, talked about the character, the scenes.
Yeah, it was more like, I feel like we didn't have that much time to, I mean, no money, no time. So, you know, it was just sort of like meeting, talking, making sure we're all comfortable reading the script and having discussions. I think it was more like having discussions and talking to how we can relate to the material and highlight what the characters are hiding at what time and why, and discuss these type of things. That's sort of, I feel like, the preparation that we had on it.
It feels very natural, you know, like everything in it. I mean, was that all scripted, or was there any improvisation there working with the actors?
It was mostly scripted, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
but
No, well,
we,
it all comes across very nicely, and
Yeah.
yeah, feels
We-
It was scripted, but then it was the moments that we worked on, like with the mise en scène, Sandrine and I, like trying to see those moments of like, okay, so we're going to work in that silence and really just like, whose POV is it? Whose perspective is it?
and who's hiding from who's looking away, and the angle, but also like to feel their performances and to kind of be inspired by what the actresses were giving. So but it was nice to, what was really nice actually is that we shot in Carmine's house. So we met there. So the time we had to kind of talk about the script and rehearse a little bit, we were in the space. So that was nice, and we could discuss. Yeah, we had a little bit of time to talk about the
Right.
characters.
Yeah, nice to have the location available to you, isn't it?
Yeah, it felt very homey.
Francois, right,
Because, yeah.
Let's get Francois in. How did this start for you, Francois? I mean, and you know, what was it about this project that made you want to get involved and as a producer?
Well, as a producer, well, I've been working on a lot of short films too, a bit like Sandrine. And a former girlfriend of mine, she met with Carmine, and she told me, Carmine, just met her. She's gonna call you. She has a fantastic project, and indeed, it was a fantastic project. And I already read the short story in school. It was mandatory to read that short story, so
All right.
I really like the story, and I really like the point of view of Carmine's writing. I mean, it's amazing. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to have the proper funding for that movie. We worked so many times on trying to figure out how to finance that movie, but we weren't able. And there's so many good projects that will never come alive because there's no funding. But that being a short film, only 2 characters, not a lot of location, well, I convinced Carmine and Sandrine, and I think it was easy to convince them that to do it, whatever it needs. So, as Carmine said, all the crew and the cast are volunteer. So we made that movie with love instead of money. But I mean, I guess the final project is nice.
Yeah. It was self-funded, was it? Like essentially the film? Yeah, right.
Yes.
Right.
But what
Congratulations.
what Francois doesn't say is that he worked really hard to find sponsors and
sponsors and collaborators
to help us to bring that film. So we
Right.
had the high standard in Canada's industry.
Have we all frozen, or is it just me?
Oh, you're not frozen.
No. Oh, he's frozen.
Oh,
Yeah,
bad.
Vincent is frozen.
Everyone else is not for me. But Francois, you did a good job.
Thank you.
Yes.
Francois.
Going to pick up camera equipment, all of it.
Yeah.
Oh, la, la.
But we got the best fuel. I mean, our mothers made the food, so that was a great.
Yes.
Food
Yes,
and
the best
testing.
food. Oh, but no sound. No sound. We lost you.
Oh no.
Vincent, we can't hear you. Yeah.
Sorry, was it just me that froze? Yeah.
It was just you.
Oh, again.
Very cool for a while. And is it? I'm sorry about that. Wait, on again. Is it?
Yeah, now you're back.
Wait, am I back? Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah, you're back.
Right. Sorry about that. Yeah, sorry. At first, I thought it was just Sandrine who froze. I
Oh.
was like, wait.
I hope it was a good pause.
Still here. Okay, we're still recording anyway. Though, are we good? Right, we're still here. Sorry. So I missed the end of what you were saying there, but did it? Hopefully, the recording's good. Is it where? With Sandrine? Yeah. Right. So
what I was saying is that Francois did an amazing job by finding sponsors and people to collaborate. So we still had high standards in Canada's industry. to help us do post-production and to finish the film in a professional way. And all the crew were also professional in the industry, so we were very lucky to have a good network of people, and that's a lot because of François. So
right,
so
okay, yeah.
and
Well, no, it's beautifully made film. You know, it feels very polished. It doesn't feel like, you know, you made it on a shoestring. So well done, you know, for
you.
getting it made. I have huge respect for anybody who self-funds a film like that. So yeah, great. So where are you now? As I think you won the Oscar qualifying award at Provincetown International Film. Am I right?
Yes.
So tell us a bit about that. Like, I mean, that's what kind of made you eligible for Academy Award consideration, and you know, your festival run. And what's the audience reaction been like so far?
Well, it's been difficult to know because of COVID. Like it started, like when we started, we premiered at TIFF, the Toronto International Film Festival, and it was the year where short films were online. So we got, you know, great exposure, and it was great, but it wasn't the same type of theater experience. And we got lots of great selections in different festivals that I'm blanking on, that Sandrine will complete when she talks.
Yeah, we had Aspen, we were in the top 10, Provincetown was, I mean, we were so honored to have this prize. We were very honored, but yeah, it was a bit sad because of COVID. We couldn't travel that much. From what we experienced from the few screenings that were in theaters, was that people were saying a lot that the film had them thinking about their relationship with their parents. And some were kind of judging what characters would do, and and they were kind of reflecting on their own relationship. And it's yeah, we were very happy that actually the film could reach its audience. We were proud of the film when we finished it, but we never hoped for such an outcome. Yeah, we were very happy with the comments we received when we had the chance to chat with people. I think it people relate a lot on a personal level to that film, and that was very. We never know, you know, when we do a film, we never know how people will react or what they will bring on. And that was very touching because we felt it was reaching them on. So, yeah.
Yeah. And to add to that, I would say that what surprised me, not surprised me, but touched me the most is that people would related the mother-daughter relationship to sort of any type of parental figure. So people would come up and say like, oh, this reminds me of like my grandpa, how he was when we were growing up. And you know, that balcony scene that Mireille does such a beautiful performance, and Marie-Evelyne is just listening open, just receiving it. And it's just, we get a lot of comments on that scene and how it moves people and just reminds them of the people who raised them, you know? So I thought like that touches me, the filmmaker.
So it feels like a very personal film, you know, and you were talking there, you know, that people who watch it kind of, you know, comment on that, like their own relationship with their mothers and that. I mean, is that something that you kind of put into it, like your own experience with your own mothers, would you say?
Yes. Yes. I mean,
what's them in there, is there? Yeah.
I think it's because it's a short story, it was like the perfect excuse. It's adapted, mother. Don't worry.
Right. Okay.
But I think it's definitely a way where we could explore sort of like that's it, these characters, and we try to do it with like the costume, the mise en scène, everything that they're saying and doing. Like they're very similar in some ways. They both cope with some hardship in a very similar way of like closing off, you know. but at the same time, they're very different. The daughter is very more
Right.
like, she's like the professional with more of a neutral palette, and and the mother is like colorful and all over the place and louder and more extroverted. But they have things that are fundamentally very similar and very the same. And I think that was just like, yeah, that's what we all have in our relationship with our mothers. And I think for me, it was also funny because of the budget, because of everything. It was like Marie-Evelyne was wearing some of my clothes, some of Sandrine's clothes, and the mother was wearing some of my mom's clothes. It was just like, it felt like very, yes, I don't think it can get more personal than that. I don't think I'll ever get to a level of personal.
And what was also very touching is that my mother is a costume designer for film. She does that, so she helped us with the costumes.
Right.
And François and Carmine's mother came and did the catering. Is that it? The food and everything. So it was like they all got involved, and we were like, yes, but at the same time we were talking about little things with our family, with the actresses. So we were like, don't hear that. So we had this very this very sense of a family on set.
So you got all the mothers involved. Good. Yeah. No, I saw at the end it's dedicated to all the mothers, isn't it? Like, which is quite touching. It's nice, So yeah, the title of Fanmi, is that significant? Does that mean something?
Family.
I mean, yeah,
It means family. Okay.
Yeah, it means family in Haitian Creole, and there's sort of a saying like "famille c'est famille." It's like family is family, and I just thought that that resonated. We were working on titles until we were about to shoot, and then this was it. That's what is at the heart of the film, so it made sense to us.
Okay, so back to you, Marie-Evelyne. So how did you find working with co-directors, with two directors? Which one did you prefer? No, you don't have to answer that.
Actually, it was charming. It was lovely because they were so cute. They were like always like, it was a two-headed persona, which was like talking to one another and like, okay, no. And they were like doing some conciliabule, okay, we're going to talk, and then they come back, and then no, they get along so well. It was really smooth and really cool. Actually, it was really a cool set. Like nobody was stressed. Like there was no place there for anger or like being rushed. Anyways, we didn't have money, so we could do whatever we wanted with the time we had. Well, we just had 3 or 4 days max, but we enjoyed it from the minute 1 to the last one. We really had a great family moment. It was, I mean, we didn't know each other, and it was just natural, and it was tenderness all the way. So it was great directing, girls.
Oh,
like
thank you.
Good. Well, you have to say that, don't you? No, because I'm glad it was a nice experience, like to work on, and it sounds like you all got on very well. Like, and you described it like a family, which is lovely.
And I knew François at first because we worked together on another film, on the Netflix movie film that was shot in Quebec.
Right.
So we worked together on that shoot, and so we had a little connection. And so it was really we need kindness, and we had it on that set. And I didn't want to tell anyone, just not to ruin the ambiance. So but I did all the movie, and then at the end I told the girls that actually my mom died from cancer. So they were like completely shocked that I did the movie, and I just did it professionally, but there was a really personal catharsis doing this. So yeah, it added to the experience, of course.
Okay. So I'll ask you all this actually, but I'll start with Francois here, right? What would you say was the most challenging part of getting this film made, you know, from script to finishing?
Well, without money, I mean, you have time, so you have to take the time. So we really want to have those two actresses, but if I cannot pay them, I will have to wait when they're available. So it was to have the perfect schedule of everyone being available. So that was our one of my main challenges, like to make it happen on a single week where everyone can do it. But after that, I mean, I worked with so lovely people on that set, so everything went fine.
Did the pandemic affect you much, or was it?
In
well, it was
post-production.
before the pandemic that we shot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, was it? Okay, right. Okay, so it was in post for a while there, for a long time, was it?
Yeah.
See. So, Sandrine, Carmine, what would you say was the most challenging part then of making it?
The wind.
That's a terrific answer.
Right. Yeah, when they're outside those exterior scenes on the bench and stuff, right? Yeah.
There was one day we had to shoot outside at the Mont Royal, which is a big park in Montreal, and it was Halloween, and Montreal decided to cancel Halloween because there was too much wind, and we had to shoot on that day, and we had like it was so much wind. We have a picture where like everyone's like, oh, like that. We couldn't postpone, we couldn't switch scenes.
There was nobody in the park. Nobody in the park.
All Montreal.
You guys like, making a film.
Yeah, everyone was inside and we had to shoot with the big wind.
Trees were falling down.
It was bad.
And like Marie-Evelyne, like for you, I mean, what would you say was there anything that was particularly challenging with this film that you can think of?
Oh my God! Well, yeah, the wind and the cold, but instead of that, just nothing was difficult.
Like it's a very emotional role, isn't it? Like, I mean, were you used to, you know, roles like that with that level of emotion?
Yeah, I did a few projects which are very intense emotionally. I think I like doing that. Suits me well, actually. I'm comfortable with doing it.
Right. Okay. Well, congratulations. Yeah, it's a lovely film. Yeah, no, I mean, I found it very affecting. You know, it's a really beautifully made film. And so I really hope it makes the shortlist this year. It's always hard to do, but what would it mean to you if it made the shortlist then, Carmine, Sandrine?
I mean, it would mean a lot. It would mean everything, because it, you know, one of the most challenging parts, as you were saying before, was like trying to get the pieces together, everybody together. Like, just, I had to, like, you know, like Marie-Evelyne and meeting Mireille, and like I had to ambush Mireille in the bathroom to try to convince her to make this film, you know, like, so like this is like the full anecdote, if you want. It's sort of like she was at a restaurant with her, she was in a play at the time, and they were all the actors were going to dinner, and I saw her, and I had sent her the script already, but she didn't know who I was. And then when I saw her come in, I was just like, I have to find a way to talk to her. And I waited till she went to the bathroom, and then I just like went after her, pretended I was there, like, oh, and then waited till she came out and was like, oh, hi, what a coincidence. And just sort of pitched her the film quickly, and she was just like, I will do it, you know, and with her, just her generosity and her incredible like gravitas, she was just like, yes, of course. So, you know, like, to go from I had to chase the actress down to now we're at the short list, like we've made the short list of the Oscars, would be like incredible. So, well,
I admire your dedication to you know, getting it made every step of the way. It's never easy, you know, but you've ended up with a really powerful film, you know, and there's you know, it's a really emotional, affecting film. So I'll be rooting for you all the way. Hopefully we'll see you there on the short list. But it's been really lovely talking to you all. Thanks so much for taking the time and best of luck with the next stage of the Oscars. Hope it goes well. Take care. Thanks very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank
so
you,
much.
Vincent.
Thank you, Vincent.
Thank you very much, Vincent.
Sure.